Hi friends, welcome to a pick a card reading. So this pick a card reading is just going to be what do I need to know about moving forward with my situation, whatever is going on in your life, whatever you're kind of trying to make a decision, what message do your angels and guides have for you about how to move forward. So this is going to be deck number 1, this is going to be deck number 2, and this is going to be deck number 3. So go ahead, take a moment, pause the video if you need to, see which deck is calling to you, pick your deck, and then we will move forward. I will have timestamps in the comments. So we're going to start with deck number 1. And what messages are there for you? What do you need to know in moving forward in a situation? So let's jump right on in here. So those of you who picked this deck, I'm getting 5. When number 5 comes up in my readings, sometimes it could be like travel, but usually it's like really big life changes, things that have to do with karmic soul shifts, karmic soul lessons. So you may be dealing with a karmic soulmate, or you may be dealing with a situation where there's a lot of different toxic people and situations in your life, and you might be like just looking for a completely new fresh start, or you're having the same old with somebody, and it might be feeling a little bit dysfunctional, and you're wanting to maybe get out of that, getting out of that cycle. So let's see what we have for those of you who picked this deck. Alrighty, so we're gonna say we'll do 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so see where the situation is kind of coming from. You have the Goose. So maybe like you've been through a lot, it's been very emotionally draining on you, maybe mentally draining, maybe you've been having a really hard time making decisions, and so you're coming out of a time where maybe some of you have been completely and totally just out of commission. Like maybe you've been really tired and people have been telling you, you need to be looking for a job, or you need to be doing this, or you need to be doing that, and you're being lazy. And like you couldn't up and go. You couldn't do it. And it's probably because, your body, your heart, your mind, your soul was very exhausted. So some of you may have experienced a time when other people maybe were judging you or making you feel bad, like you're not doing enough. But this is saying you needed that time. You needed the time to rest, recuperate, rather than like continuing to push yourself. Some of you, maybe you got sick, maybe you had a little bit of like a breakdown, and you were upset with yourself that you weren't able to keep pushing forward. And we have that smoke kind of blowing over as confirmation. You were maybe upset that you weren't able to just really like suck it up and push forward, but you needed this downtime. Or maybe some of you had a very stagnant period where you were trying to make things happen and things just weren't happening and they weren't moving forward. The universe was saying you need to rest right now. You need to rest and take care of you. And when you're in a better place and when you're ready, then we'll bring in the opportunities. But right now, you've got way too much going on emotionally, mentally, physically, and you need to be resting. So the more recent future, you have the Condor. So seeing things in a different perspective, in a different angle, like maybe you were really obsessing about something, but needing to take a step back and really look at the whole big picture, everybody, everything involved, before you can make a decision about a matter. So maybe some of you were having some obsessiveness or some tunnel vision about a situation in your life. At present, we have the Cardinal. So polarities of your spiritual pursuit and physical pleasures are out of balance. Do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. Like, see here, we talked about you needed to rest, right? You had too much going on. Seeing things from a new perspective. So this is saying that what's going on with you guys right now, whatever emptiness you're feeling, whatever fear that you're feeling about moving forward, maybe you know what you're supposed to do or what you're meant to do, but you're scared to do it because you feel like, man, I don't know if I'm ready to take control of my life, or I don't know if I'm ready to walk away from a bad situation. I don't know if I'm ready to look for a different job because I don't know what's out there. Am I going to regret leaving? You know, so you might have a lot of fears about moving forward, and a lot of them probably come down to, at the heart and soul of it, is you don't know if you're enough. You don't know if you're enough to get by. You don't know if you're good enough. You don't know if you're capable enough. And this is saying that as you're connecting with that spiritual source, things are going to come more into balance. For some of you, you are in a relationship or in a job that is not honoring who you are, that is not honoring what you're meant to do, and that might in some ways feel unethical to you, and you've been ignoring it. And this card is saying, look, you know, you need to begin putting your spiritual, emotional principles, values, beliefs at the front and center of making your decisions. Okay? And I understand sometimes that decisions come with like results. You know, maybe you're in a really bad job and you need to leave, and maybe it's unethical, or you're in a relationship with somebody who's not valuing your principles. And you might need these things financially. You might not be in a position where you can just flat out say, okay, you know what, bye, I'm leaving right now, because you might not have anywhere to go. You know, that might be a real problem, right? So connect with your higher power, connect with, you know, whatever spirituality you believe in, and ask for help. Ask for help. How do I get out of this situation? Where should I go? And you may have ideas that come up. The ideas may be, call so-and-so, see how they're doing. Maybe you can go visit them for a while. Or, you know, apply for this type of job. Or, you know, reach out to this person and see if their place is hiring. Or go to such and such shelter. Whatever it may be. Go to this church. Whatever it may be. Pay attention to whatever ideas are coming your way, and begin implementing them. So in the near future, what you have coming up is you being you coming out of your shell, you letting yourself shine. So whatever situation you're in and you've been very unhappy, it's been preventing you from being the real you. And we talked about that. You're probably in a situation that's unethical, or it's not aligned with who you are or what you believe, and that's very suffocating. But as soon as you begin to move forward, it's like that breath of fresh air. You're like that peacock. You can just fan out your feathers and let it all out, and just being you and standing out and being noticed, and therefore having new opportunities coming your way, new relationships, new jobs, things of that nature. But it can't happen until you're out there being you. So for some of you, whatever decision you're making, it's very scary, because it probably comes down to you being out there and you being on your own. Now, one of the things in readings is I'm always taught whatever sound is coming in from the outside is a message for the reading. I don't know if you guys can hear the gardeners out there working away, but, you know, that is a very strong message that as you move forward, you are doing your gardening, you are doing your planting, you're tending to, you are growing, you are flourishing, you are creating something beautiful and something healthy and something very natural for yourself. So your outcome is the emu. This is a good time to go on a new adventure. So for some of you, whatever you've been avoiding doing, you've been avoiding doing it because of the unknown, right? And there's been a lot of fear. And this is saying if you look at it with the right attitude and the right level of positivity, you stand to have an adventure. Not a scary crisis, not like a terrible going out into the unknown and just kind of hoping for the best. But really positive things can be coming in. If you are connected with your higher power, if you're in that positive energy, if you're moving forward and being open to what is on the road ahead, you stand to have a really positive experience. I can tell you from my personal experience myself, all of the really amazing things that have happened in my life happened when I put my fear aside and came out of my comfort zone. So a lot of you are being challenged to come out of your comfort zone. And it's scary. You know, the fear is still going to be there, but you come out of the comfort zone anyway. And then you go, wow, I really wish I had done this sooner. So for those of you that picked that deck, I hope that helps. Comment and let me know what other kinds of pick a card subjects would you like me to do. Any other decks you want me to use. So deck number 2 is the Energy Oracle. So let's see what we have coming up here for those of you who are in the Energy Oracle. Energy Oracle. I feel like a lot of you who gravitated towards this deck, you're feeling some really strong intuition or spiritual feelings, or you're feeling very guided to your own psychic ability, your own intuition, or some form of spirituality. You've been hungry for spirituality. Maybe some of you grew up like really religious, and now you're getting older and you don't have that same kind of belief that was put in you as a kid, but you definitely like are searching for like a deep connection with your higher power or with the spirit world. So 1, and we'll do 5 cards. 2, 3, 4. So you all might be at like a fulfillment crossroads. Like you're looking for fulfillment, you're looking for connection, you're looking for like just feeling complete, and you're like, how do I do that? How do I move forward? Okay, so you have yin yang, which to me really, really, really confirms what I was feeling for a lot of you that were drawn to this deck. Yin yang is the whole dark and the light, the good and the bad. So maybe a lot of you have had some epiphanies about why bad things happen in the world. Or like, you know, you may have really come out of the whole like everything is black and white. You may be understanding the gray areas more, or acknowledging the gray areas more. So a lot of you have had some changes in the way that you're looking at the world, the way that you're looking at people. Even, you know, maybe seeing some behaviors that before you would have said this is a really bad person. You might see that person's behaviors and you might think, wow, this person is really hurting, or this person is really going through something. So you may even be coming into a time where you're less judgmental than maybe you were at other points or other times in your life. Some of you within yourself, you're having this whole balancing out the light and dark within yourself. So you may be trying to connect a little bit more with whatever darkness is in you and understanding it, and like whatever needs to be healed, healing it, and whatever is there, maybe using it in a more positive way, or using it as fuel to accomplish more positive things. So your more recent past, I don't do reversals. Anything that comes out flipped, I turn it around. I don't do reversals. You have the Temple path. So this is, again, I said a lot of you that were being guided to this deck, you may be looking for like a spiritual connection. And so whatever experience you had in the past, if there was like something like tragic or difficult that happened that you've been trying to understand or make sense of, or if you've been having struggles, it's all been happening to align you with your spiritual path. For some of you, and for some of you who are really hardcore with the reversals, and you're all like, no, it was reversed for a reason, it means something. Well, then even if I'm going to read it this way, this coming in with this is telling me you may have had a person or situation come into your life that was trying to take you off your spiritual path. So you may have had a lower vibrational soulmate who came in and just kind of devastated you or broke your heart. Or you may have had a difficult experience and it was meant to discourage you and to keep you from doing what you're meant to do, or to keep you from being in your positive vibration and influencing or helping other people or making a positive change. So something may have been happening in your life in the recent past that was trying to pull you away from this. But everything in your life leading up to now has been about you making your spiritual connection, you making your completion here. So here in the middle, present moment, again, I don't do reversals, is walking away. So either you're not walking away, you know that something is happening, it's time to move on from a situation, yet maybe you've been avoiding doing it. Maybe you haven't been walking away. You've been like, you know, waiting or procrastinating or saying maybe things are going to change and maybe things are going to get better. But when this card comes up, it's just basically saying, you know, it might be time to move on. So anything that's not honoring you, anything that's not honoring your beliefs, it's time to move forward. And then here we have Goddess of the Moon. This is connecting with your intuition, right? So you need to listen to your gut. You might be having more stronger feelings of intuition. Like I said, I think a lot of you who gravitated towards this deck, you are connecting with your own spirituality, your psychic ability. And here yet again, we have another card confirming this, that this is all about you connecting with your intuition, with what your gut is telling you, your own, you know, psychic ability. And for some of you, this is also going to be a further kind of like soul searching that's happening here. Some of you might again be like looking into the darker corners of yourself and understanding yourself more and seeing what needs to be healed or what needs to be released or what has been concealed from you. I feel that for some of you, you're going to have a pretty massive gift, and that there may be a person or a situation you're having a really hard time moving forward from because you think there's still something salvageable there. You might feel like, well, there's still some really great things about the situation, or there's still some good in this person and I still have hope. The moon could also be that there's like secrets. So for some of you, it could be that the truth is going to be revealed, that something in the dark, your intuition is going to guide you to uncover some kind of truth that has been kept from you. So instead of the person or situation revealing it to you and saying, hey, you know what, there's things I haven't told you, I'm going to bring it out into the light, you're more kind of maneuvering and you're figuring it out. You're finding the pieces that you need. You're finding the missing information. Some of you are having messages coming to you in dreams. Some of you are uncovering something. But once you have that truth, it's going to make it a lot easier for a lot of you to move forward. Your outcome card here is the Sun. Oh my God, what did I say? I said something is like in the dark and you're maneuvering and you're using your intuition, and the Sun is, it's coming out into the light. It's coming out into the light. Whatever has been kept from you, it's coming out into the light. And as you honor yourself and as you listen to your intuition and as you walk away from what is not serving you, what is not honoring you, you are stepping out into the light as well. You are in a happier place. You are being seen. You are being celebrated. The Sun could also be a card of victory. It could also be for some of you who have been really in the spiritual path, you may be coming out of the mystic's closet, as I call it. You know, I know for a very long time I hid what I did, right? And then when I did come out, there were people who were like, wow, that's super awesome. There were people who were like, that's totally and completely evil and demonic, and I'm never talking to you again. And then there were people who were just like, you know what? Like, you're a con artist, you're lying, you're deceiving people, you're a crook. And then I'd have other people who would just be like, you're nuts, you're flat out crazy, you've lost your mind. And so people are going to have all kinds of opinions. But if you're in the place where you're connected with your intuition and you're ready to come out into the open, you will find your tribe. You will find people that understand it. You will find like-minded people, and some of you are going to be experiencing success along the way as a result. For those of you who are taking a more spiritual path, whether as a teacher or as a reader or whatever, some of you are going to be experiencing some success. So there we are. I hope that helps with you all. And now we're going to jump into our third deck. Alright, our third deck is going to be the Enchanted Tarot. And let's see what's coming up here for those of you who chose this deck. I feel that some of you who chose this deck are afraid about something. You may be dealing with some fear. Alrighty. So let's see what we have have coming up here? And again, we'll do 5 cards. So 1. Oops. These cards are really long, and they're kind of tricky to maneuver, and I don't have the biggest hands. All right, 2. 3. 4. And this one will be our 5th card, 5. All right. Alrighty, so the Magician. So a lot of you maybe already took a leap of faith. You may have gone in a direction where you gave someone or something a chance that maybe other people didn't understand or didn't get. Like maybe some of you started a business, maybe some of you went for a career change, maybe some of you jumped into like a new relationship, maybe some of you left a relationship, but some of you made a really big change in your life and you went in a new direction because you were ready for something more. Like you were ready for fulfillment, right? And you were ready just to kind of take on the world. The Magician is a really positive card because it's almost like having this unjustifiable positivity, or, you know, just having this outlook like I'm just going to go out to do it and it's going to happen, it's going to work out. And you are manifesting in the time of the Magician card. So like things are really falling into place, things are really working out. This is coming up in the past, so maybe this is the past for some of you, which I said some of you are having fear, and this might be why. You may have had this awesome Magician moment where everything was lining up and it felt like the universe was all aligning in your favor. And now there may be some changes or some shifts, and so you might be afraid for that reason. Like, man, did my luck run out? Did I make a mistake? But for some of you, you're coming out of a time when things really were very magical for you. You might have been having a really lucky streak. I don't do reversals. So then you have 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is victory. So again, some of you may have had a victory, or things going really well, or you know, you went on this leap of faith and things didn't go as well as you had hoped. There may have been a success though for some of you. You took this leap of faith, you went in this new direction, things maybe were working out for you all. And then in the present moment is Prince of Swords, where now all of a sudden you're having to readjust, and things aren't falling into place so effortlessly anymore. You're having to think, you're having to analyze, you're having to plan. And for some of you, what's happening is, because of the leaps that you took or the decisions that you took, you may have people arguing with you or not agreeing with you, or like they care about you and they want you to be okay and they want you to do well. And they don't agree with your decisions, and so they might be coming in and like, this is how you have to do it, and they're like being very protective of you, and it may be causing arguments or disagreements. So if that's the case, you have to realize these people are coming from a place of love. Thank them for loving you, and try to find peaceful ways of diffusing it. Like, you know, thank you, I know that you're a smart person, I know that what you're telling me is like for my own good, I appreciate it, and I trust you, I really do, but I just feel like this is what I need to do, and I hope that you can understand, and I hope that you can like not be offended, but thank you for looking out for me, and thank you for loving me. For some of you, you might be dealing with an air sign. An air sign might be coming into your scenario or situation and helping you to move ahead. For some of you, this could be a partnership. For some of you, this could be a friend or mentor. For some of you, this could be a romantic partner. Some of you may be an air sign, or you're being encouraged to take on the qualities of the Prince of Swords, which would be to be very focused, very driven, even maybe a little bit ambitious, you know, and using your mental capacities, using your logic, your ideas, and just kind of going for it and implementing the ideas and the thoughts that are coming your way. So in the near future, you have Princess of Hearts. Again, this could be a person that's coming in. You know, this could be a person that's coming in. This could be a new experience that's coming in. For some of you, there's a message coming in regarding either love. You know, it could be a new relationship coming in. Or it could be that whatever it is that you're working on is leading you to a more fulfilling emotional experience, right? So you took this leap and things were going really well, and then you're in the present moment in a time of reorganizing. This is the time of reorganizing, getting your head on straight, getting very clear about how you want to move forward, and then you're coming into a time of emotional fulfillment, whatever that may be for different ones of you. But right now is the time for like getting down the logistics, the planning. This is like the business mind, right? Whereas maybe before things were more magical, more emotional, and now this is, things are getting real, being in the headspace, thinking clearly, and then being able to enter into or enjoy that emotional completion again. Now, what you have as the outcome here is Seven of Swords. And Seven of Swords, there's some people that really hate Seven of Swords because it can mean a lot of different things. Sometimes it could mean that somebody is not behaving very ethically towards you or very honorable towards you. It could be that somebody has ulterior motives. So for some of you, maybe you're experiencing some success, and as you're coming up, there are people that all of a sudden they're seeing you succeed, and they're like, oh, I knew you were gonna make it. I believed in you all along. And like, they might be nice to you because they have ulterior motives. They want to hitch onto your wagon. For some of you, somebody may flat out be spying on you, or like, you know, trying to go on social media and seeing what's happening with you and trying to get a better idea of who you are and how to like better get in on your good side. For some of you though, what this is going to mean is, as you're experiencing this success and as things are changing for you and as more opportunities are coming up ahead for you, you have to be more careful how you move forward. You have to watch your step. You have to find different ways of doing things. Seven of Swords, it just basically means you may have come into a time where the rocks ahead are a little bit slippery, but that doesn't mean you can't cross them safely. It just means you have to really, really think and be in your logic. I think a lot of you maybe have connected with your passion in life, the things that bring you joy, and now you're coming into a time of where you're learning to balance out the heart and the mind, and having these two work together and be in harmony with one another, which can be challenging. But Seven of Swords tells me it is going to happen. You are going to figure out how to do this, okay? It's just going to take you some time to figure out how you're going to move forward, how you're going to do the things that keep you happy, but also fulfill responsibilities and obligations. For some of you, you may be in a relationship with somebody that you're really, really enjoying, but it may be more of a sexual situation. And so you're figuring out how to break free from that without getting your feelings too invested and opening yourself up for that emotional completion, because we know that that's really where your focus is and what you're wanting, right? So this person might be coming in to help you fine-tune that or have a better idea of what your long-term partner ideal person is for you. So this is a general reading. It's going to apply to us in different ways. For some of you, this is more like a financial success, you know, like you're moving up, you're rising up, and people are trying to get into your pockets all of a sudden. Some of you, this card means there's somebody trying to get into your pants, and for some of you, this card means there's somebody trying to get into your pockets, and for some of you, both, you know, but it's a good problem to have. So even though this means that you have to be careful, usually you have to be careful because like somebody is seeing you as a way that you're going to be able to benefit them. And if you weren't in a good place in your life, you really wouldn't be able to benefit them. So be happy with your successes. Be happy with the ideas that are coming in and helping you to figure out how to move ahead. And let me know, guys, any other pick a card readings you would like to see, pick a card subjects or topics. Subscribe and hit notification if you haven't already. For those of you who don't know, I do a weekly reading for the week for each sign. Check that out if you haven't. And I do pick a card readings every week. So subscribe, hit notification, and you'll get a notice when the new videos are up. If you haven't already liked Amethyst Angellight on Facebook or followed me on Instagram, please do so. Keep in touch with me there. I do a free card each day there. I do a pick a card each day there. And Those of you who are interacting with me, I love interacting with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Reach out. Let me know if you need a private reading. We'll make that happen as well. Take care. Till next week, guys.